I waited 5 months for my OPT applications. I didn't know if it is getting approved or denied. The USCIS wouldn't tell you anything if something's wrong, even if it's just a simple misclick. And guess what? After waiting in fear for like 5-6 months, they deny your OPT application. And the thing sucks because you cannot reapply because the application deadline has been long past. I've spoken with immigration attorneys and school PDSOs regarding OPTs, and they told me that USCIS has been sending out more and more RFEs for your OPT applications. And I assume that might lead to longer time for processing. So let's talk about this. What if you find out that your OPT is denied? All right, let's first talk about OPT denials. How does OPT denials happen in most cases? Supposedly, you submitted everything that is required on time. Usually, arrows appears in either one of these two sizes, whether you or your school DSO. USCIS might also make some mistakes along the way, but it's less predictable, so we won't be talking too much about that. If your OPT recently got denied, it's probably because of one of these reasons. First is the arrow in I-20, a frequent issue arising when the school DSO makes mistakes in endorsing or updating your I-20 documents. If the I-20 is not correctly updated in the USCIS system, or if this is something wrong with your OPT recommendation from the school, this can lead to denial. And second, your documentations. Even if all documentation has been submitted, sometimes minor mistakes can happen and they are hard to spot. Now, for example, using outdated documents like a Form I-765 or failing to sign in any parts of the application, even payment information can sometimes lead to denial. If you go to Reddit, you will find tons of rejections and people posting their reasons of being rejected. So learn from others' mistakes and see if that applies to your case. Because trust me, you won't believe how ridiculous easy could lead to you losing 3 years of OPT. All right, next one, you violated the 30-day rule. Remember, OPT needs to be submitted within a certain deadline, that is 60 days prior to the program's end, 30 days after the program end date. So if you submit application a little bit later or too early, that might lead to automatically denials or rejections. Other common denial reasons include like using full-time CPT for more than 365 days, that leads to automatic OPT ineligibility, and also in some cases having the student status terminated. While the USCIS will send an OPT denial notice to you within 2 weeks of the decision, you have a very short time to respond to this. You have 3 options. It's either submit an application again, or you can file for a motion to reconsider, or the final options you have is to transfer to schools to maintain your current F1 status. Now, as I mentioned, the OPT application window is only 150 days, while it takes forever to get an actual decision letter from them. So it's very likely that you will miss the application window. If you get denied, you won't be able to apply again because the timing's sake. Now, let's focus on the other 2 solutions. First is submit a motion to USCIS. If you think that the OPT denial decision was incorrect, you can submit a motion to reconsider. To submit a motion, you need to submit I-290B. Within the 30 days of the denial decision, you need to submit that form along with the application fee. They actually charge you for $145 to actually motion and reconsider and all of these applications. This motion challenges USCIS based on that they make an incorrect decision to apply the law or the policies. It requires you to demonstrate that the decision was incorrect based on the evidence of your previously already submitted records. You might need to provide references of certain law or immigration policies of whether you should get the OPT, but USCIS made a mistake of denying that. And remember, usually if you file for a motion to reconsider, they wouldn't allow you to submit new additional documents on top of what you already have. So even though there is another type of motion to reopen, meaning that in that case, you can submit more documents to support your OPT applications, but since that OPT requirements, all of these materials, documents they requested are very clear, so it's very unlikely that they will allow you to submit something more because you already know what you should do. USCIS generally try to reply to your motion within 90 days to 180 days, but filing for a motion does not extend your status. So watch closely to your F1 student status. If it is about to expire, you're about to be out of status, you can't overstay. Even if you think there's something wrong with the application, then you deserve that OPT. Now, as I mentioned, since OPT is more of a straightforward application, all of these requirements and deadlines are clearly marked. If you made a mistake, it's very challenging to convince USCIS that you deserve that OPT, and they should reverse the decision. So in this situation, if I just started working in the US for a year, or even I haven't started yet, after securing the job offer I'm chasing so hard for, what do I do if I lose the OPT? The easiest and the fastest way to maintain legal status in here while you can continue working full-time without the OPT is to maintain your F1 student status. That would be the fastest way. So how are you supposed to do that in a very timely fashion? Because remember, we have a very limited timeline to respond to this denial, is whether leaving this country will have a resolution. So some universities offers curriculum practical training, CPT, that you can start from the start of the program to work full-time, which in short is Day 1 CPT. Now, if you're interested about this, make sure that you're subscribed and check out a lot of other videos that I make on my channels regarding Day 1 CPT and discover if it is the right fit for you. Back to summarize the process. If you lose the OPT, you will have a grace period to stay in the US before becoming out of status, which you don't want. That is normally 60 days after your graduation. You need to quickly find a graduate program after you apply, got accepted, and transfer your CVIS from the school you apply for OPT to the new school. By the way, I have a complete guide on CVIS transfers. If you're thinking about that, check out that videos. I'll put it into the descriptions. All right, back on track. When your CVIS transfer is being completed, you can apply for CPT and use that CPT to resume your work or start the new job. All right, OPT denials in a nutshell is due to either you, your school, or USCIS making some kind of a mistakes on the case. If it was the school DSOs, the school can directly connect with USCIS to address the situation and help you reverse the case. If USCIS made a mistake, I recommend seek legal recommendation to help submit a motion and respond as soon as you can, because you won't have much time to maintain your legal status of staying here. If the arrows come from yourself, consider applying to a Day 1 CPT school. Some of them have 6 windows that you can apply to throughout the year, and it only takes a couple days for some schools to get the admissions. All right, let us know in the comments if you have any questions. Subscribe to our channels, and please remember to like this videos if this is helpful. Good luck and everything, and I'll see you on the next one.